Yeah, in pursuant of their NASDAQ. So a lot of steps have been taken. This morning, there was a proposition we had concerning someone visiting China, but we have dropped that proposition because of so many views that the members pointed out, and we decided that we'll consult from here and see how we can get someone over there. But luckily for us, in the South African directors group, one of the directors in the effort they are making have also consulted a lawyer in based in China that he's interested in the matter and also has sent that people should send evidence of their investment in QZ to them. So we are also following on that angle. And that was why when every person kicked against the visit to South Africa, we couldn't object since the visit to China, since South Africa also are doing certain things in relations to connecting this challenge to China directly. So I'll give the floor to Mr. Gordy, so that he will brief us the outcome of his steps that he's taking in the US. And because today he told us that what he had or from them, the response he got from them was very encouraging, and he wants us to have a Zoom whereby we'll feed the community on the steps we are taking. So Mr. Gordy, please, thank you and welcome to the floor.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Purity. I know it's towards evening there. Here is after 1 in the afternoon. The sun is shining here. Okay, I'll be waiting for this call. Now, just before I go into details, I want everybody here, please. This is not time to fight each other, accuse each other, make things, difficult for us. One of the things people succeed is by setting this kind of situation where we fight each other and lose focus. But you see, there was somebody that dropped a prayer this morning and people were saying, amen, amen, amen. You can pray all what you can. I believe in the power of prayer. But if there is no action, miracle is not going to happen. So you pray for one another, not accusing one another here. There are some evidence, SEC, recognized accuser, is well registered in the US. So you buying shares, you did not make any mistakes. It's supposed to be good intention, but these people want to sideline everyone from all over the world, and it's over $300 million at stake. And they will become billionaire when we keep fighting ourselves. Now, let me go straight to the point. Around 3 a.m. here, I fill in a form for this fraudulent stuff from the SEC department, sec.gov. If you try to go into that website from any other part of the world, if you're not in the States, you cannot. They will not allow you to go in. So I filled the form from here, and thank God for our brother.
Go ahead, sir. We're listening.
Yeah. So I thank God for our brother that really helped me, getting me all the necessary information and how, it's not about how to draft the letter. He really did a good work. He is in Nigeria, and when he's supposed to be sleeping, both of us were working. For me, early morning here, for him, time has gone. He's supposed to be waking up from sleep. Now, I filled the form, send it to them, send every evidence, all the, in short, is something encouraging, I have to tell you. And I have to tell you, like, first thing I told Mr. Purity, and the case, like I said, it's like I find peace in my heart at this time. Now, the form, everything filled, sent. This morning, early, around 9 o'clock, I called sec.gov. I called the phone number. You know, it took a while before somebody came on board. So now there is a number that is being generated for my case. And the way it's going, even if it's one person that put petition there, they will hold, because this is something they don't take lightly. It's not like in Nigeria, somebody will go behind to bribe. They will look into this case, the address in South Dakota, everything, their name, I put the two names, Blake Young and something, see, you know, the second person online, I put everybody's name there. So they assured me that I'm going to hear from them. So any upgrade, any letter, anything they send to me, I will make sure the platform is aware of the latest development. So be well assured that this, we are not playing, no time to fight. And I don't know if Kingsley is on board, but if he's not, concerning the FBI, is drafting a form that everyone's going to be very short form. Everyone is expected to fill the form. It's going to be your name, your phone number, your mailing, your email address, the amount you put in there. You know, everything has to be. We need about 5,000. We're more than 5,000 people that signed into this business. So we need about 5,000 people that will sign, and you just a click, and it's on to we go. We gather all this information and fill the form so that anywhere they are in the state, if they're in the state, they can't leave the country by the time we inform the FBI. Or if they are coming in any point of entry in America here, they will be arrested. That is the latest development. That's the next step we're going to take. So please inform your groups to make sure this form is filled. You know, it's not when everything is done, that's when you're coming up with story, oh, you filled this, you did that, you did that. We need everything done so that if they're in, they can't go out. If they're out, they'll be arrested when they come in, because they will really, they're going to launch these shares. But with this at stake, what I did today is going to be on hold until it's going to be a case now until they've been cleared. And for them to be cleared, that means we've won, because all evidence, we are not just one person or two, and with different countries bringing all the evidence against them, they cannot go nowhere. So it might take time, though it's not tomorrow, it's not next tomorrow. Everybody has to be patient and be respectful on the platform, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gordy. We appreciate the effort. These were, ladies and gentlemen, these are the efforts where I refuse to, because every person only knows what they invested, and nobody knows what the other person invested. And that is why we have been focused, working with Mr. Gordy for ever since this challenge began, and thank God we are having headway. I believe this information and the forms he has filled on our behalf will go a long way to help us, first and foremost, stall that NASDAQ process. You know, we refuse to listen to rumor that were distracting us, that they were not in their IPO process. But I believe that we have had from one of our investors. He's also a big investor like most of us that has taken the challenge and the pain to fight this process with us. Just as he said, insulting ourselves, name calling will not help anyone. Every person invested in this opportunity based on their personal conviction. So we are focused, and I believe that as time goes on, God will help us so that this becomes the last time a company will come to Africa and dupe us or scam us or defraud us. Every leader believed in this opportunity, and that is why we built big portfolios. But eventually this happened. And that is why we are determined to take this matter to that point where Africa becomes like Vietnam. I learned that in Vietnam, you cannot do any business that is fraudulent because the people work as a unit. They identify who the CEO of that company is, and they pursue till they achieve victory. This is what we want to do for Africa. It is not only about Nigeria, but this is what we want to do for Africa. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if Anele is in the house, but we'll give Mr. Bob. Anele, please, if you are in the house, let's know so that you update the house on the proceedings you are doing with the FBI. Okay, Mr. Bob, if Anele is not in the house, we all agreed on this time. You can give us the brief on what we have done so far with the consultation of the lawyer. Thank you.
All right, very quick. So what we have done is that, of course, we secured the services of a lawyer, and we are going to give update about that maybe tomorrow. Okay, because we're supposed to have a meeting by 8 o'clock. So by tomorrow will be more appropriate to give an update on what we are doing as regards the Chinese embassy in Nigeria. Okay, I've made him a co-host now, so I think he can speak as regards the FBI as a King's Anele.
Okay, thank you very much. Just as Mr. Bob has said, we also have gone on that step, just as we said in our first meeting, that we are also seeking how we can consult a legal practitioner, even though they told us that we don't have legal standing, at least see how this process is being communicated. So we have gotten a member also that knows somebody that has that kind of international influence that will stand for us, help us to present this before the embassy. So after today's meeting, we will also have another meeting where Mr. Bob will give us a comprehensive update on that angle. So we are pursuing every angle as swift as possible in line with what South Africa is doing. We as Nigerians, we are also doing our bits. And if God help us, the South Africans open their legal process. We believe that the legal representative here can also be an adjourner to that case so that Africa will be covered in that proceedings. So thank you very much, Mr. Bob. Let's give it, let's open the mic for Mr. Anele to give us updates on what he's doing. Thank you. Mr. King, welcome, please.
Thank you, my leaders. Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Purity. Good evening, all my leaders. Kingsley Anele is my name. I want to say that this is my first time of actually speaking to virtually 175 persons for the first time on this platform since this whole event started. I wouldn't say my contribution to it, but I would just say the part I was instructed to say. That's the part of the FBI. Now, all through yesterday till this morning, I was communicating and trying to get the details for the FBI. There are 5 organizations in the US that we are completely relating with. Number 1 is the FBI. Number 2 is NASDAQ. Number 3 is United States Securities and Exchange Commission. Number 4 is ATS Financials, which is the transfer agent for the shares of QZ Asset Management. And then number 5 is the registered agent, Northwest Registered LLC in South Dakota. So 5 of these organizations will have correspondences from us and make sure that wherever they are hiding, it will get to them. So whatever it is that will get to FBI, gets to NASDAQ, gets to SEC, will be channeled to the registered agents. QZ Global Limited does not have an operating license in the US. I mean, operating office, not license, operating office in the US. They are using the registered agent's office in South Dakota. So, and it is the law in the US that you can use the office of your registered agent in the US to receive correspondences of your mail, and they will sign for it. When they sign for it, it simply means that you are aware of it, and they have taken responsibility for such signature, and you can take them off in the court of law. Okay, now having said that, we will need at least minimum 5,000 signatures to be able to attract the attention of FBI and lock these guys down immediately they are entering, or if they are in the US already, and help us provide evidences of their entering. As of today, we have evidence of only 2 people entering the US. You know, when they told us, oh, we have rescheduled the China trip because all the top executives are in the US, it's not true. Only 2 people were in the US. Both Blick Young and Mark was not in the US. They never touched the soil of US. And I'm telling you authoritatively, and if you want to prove me wrong, I can give you more than enough evidence. I don't talk nonsense. Okay, so 2 of them are in the came to the US, and I have the names to provide those results when the court wants to have this information. So we need petition, 5,000 signatures to attract the attention of FBI to be able to act. And we are already more than 5,000 around Africa. So by tomorrow in the morning, in all our platforms, we will receive an FBI very similar form. FBI has a very long detail of questioning. So I reduced it to 10. So we have designed it, and we'll drop it and give you an email where you will drop your own, and tell your group to go to that email and drop that particular form when you finish signing that petition and sign the signature. Everything must be in capital letters, including your email. Everything must be in capital letters. The amount, then by the time we are ready to upload evidences, we'll now know what to do as regards the guys who didn't get opportunity to download the PDFs of their contracts. When we get to that point, we will be able to surmount it, and I can assure you we'll surmount it. But we need that between now and Monday. So between now and tomorrow, that is tomorrow is Friday or Saturday, I wouldn't know now. You will get it by 8 a.m. tomorrow. It will be on all the platforms globally. Whether you are in South Africa, you are in Namibia, you are in Nigeria.
Tomorrow is Saturday.
Saturday, okay. This night, it will get to our leader, Mr. Purity, and get to our leader also, Mr. Good News in the US. He will get all of those things, and we'll look at it and make some kind of editing, and then we'll send it across all the platforms. And we want a speedy signing of all of that. We generate those signatures between now and Monday, and I can assure you that by Tuesday, FBI will be aware of this matter. And by the time they are aware of this matter, leave the remaining one. Because at the end of the day, somebody was saying, oh, we needed to get to this place. We needed to get to the other place. I said, no, everything is written within the QZ Global Limited. Thank God we have been able to uncover and unveil that QZ Global has a good standing, not just registered in the US, but has a good standing with the US government. So the stock and everything is properly registered. No issues about that. And the name QZ Asset Management, let me say it this night, does not exist in China, as it were. So they shot themselves at the leg by including QZ Asset Management in the QZ Global Limited registration and the whole filing they did with SEC and NASDAQ. And that is where we hold our high extreme stuff. Immediately we are being, thank God it is the United States, and we are able to get that record. If we immediately submit that, I can tell you in the next 2 weeks, we are close to approaching whatever it is and to get our money back. That's what I can tell us. I think I can hand over to our leaders now. Thank you so much. That's the much I can have until the petition form comes out.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kingsley, for the tireless work we have been doing behind the scene. Just as we always say in our groups, focus is the most important thing. Yes, every person can vent whatever you vent. Every person can express themselves. But for us, we have refused to be distracted by that. And I believe that some of you have seen the extent we have gone. I can tell you that we know people that have over $750,000 in this opportunity because we believed. But yet, we have not abused any person because that will take us nowhere. Just as Mr. Gordy says, if we keep fighting, we will not achieve anything. The tax that will attract FBI is a tax that needs 5,000 registers for petition that will trigger their action. So Kingsley said, we are going to wait on his expertise, because what we have been able to do is act within our community, because within our community, we have lawyers, we have security, cyber security experts. We have different people of different classifications of careers. And by God's grace, we have been able to contact with them, consult them to advise us. And this advice has given us these results that you are all hearing today. So I want to appreciate site will be working to get the opportunity to say one or two, and Bob will regulate that process. Mr. Eddie, over to you.
All right, good evening, everybody. Good evening, my leaders. Good evening, Mr. Bob, Mr. Gordy, Mr. Kingsley, and Mr. Purity. Sincerely, I want to say God bless you for this great effort that these great leaders has put in. While we are all doing our own little investigations and rubbing minds together, just like Mr. Purity said, we are just doing our best from all angles, all angles, working with the South Africans, looking at different areas of pursuit, not knowing that we even have smart, intelligent people who have already taken up the mantle upon themselves in the United States to follow up with some of these issues. You know, I think I would want to say on behalf of more than 75 people that we are having here in this room that this update tonight has been one of the best and the most beautiful and amazing, sweetest updates we have ever had so far. And I believe that God will not fail us. Together, let us join force, let us join hands. And these guys, in their entire life and in the next life to come, they will not venture try it to enter into Africa for any kind of Ponzi or scam. But if we can unite and fight this fight, I know that we are already winning, and winning is our portion, and we must win by the special grace of God. So I want to say a big thank you to all the leaders. I want to thank everyone who cordially has come into this group, who have listened, and please do take back the recording and the information to your various groups. Let everyone have this sole purpose that we are still one brothers, we are still one sister, we are still one Africa, we are still one flesh, we are still one partners. So let us not call names. Let's not insult our sponsor. Let's not insult our uplines. Let's not abuse or argue or fight people, because the level of assimilation is different. The level of immunity, how to bear risk and go through challenges is different by every individuals. So let us learn to manage ourselves, manage our life, and so it's good. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Eddie. Mr. Bob, we have 6 persons that have raised their hands. Please moderate that process, and then in the next 45 minutes, by 6:45, we should round up so that we can have that Zoom meeting with the lawyer.
Hello, I think it's better anybody that has any question, just drop it in the comment section so that Mr. Purity will take it up. It made the process faster instead of us taking one person at a time. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, as we are waiting for the question, this is Desmond. I would like to chip in something.
Okay, Desmond.
Most of us, we have been thinking that I've been keeping quiet, most of the members in our community. I've actually been working at the background with the leaders to know how we'll get these people and get justice and get our money back. What's happened to the South Africans and why they splitted is because when they saw the fake chat messages, they all buy into it and they all scattered and they are not able to work together as we are working together in Nigeria. So I've been working with the leaders. It is not as if I'm running. And if you read through the chats that was doctored and sent to the group, you will get to know the truth. If you have not seen the real chat of Mr. Richard with the company, try and request for it and it will be given to you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That is the voice of our number 1 in Nigeria. That's Mr. Desmond. I know so many of you don't know him. So my name is sweet in the lips of so many, but it's not a problem. Most importantly, I want to appreciate Mr. Desmond because he has been that pillar, even though he's silent, that has given us so much insight on what we have been able to achieve. Every leader, we remember that at our events, I always tell us to look at the person that invited you to this opportunity. If that person was your friend, we should now, because of this challenge, now think that that same friend of yours is your enemy because no person is happy. I can tell you that all the leaders that were buying back wallet from members never knew that this was going to happen. The shock of that Friday where prayer, this shock up to now that no one has reached process so that it will best we are pained. Yes, for some of us, calling your uplines, abusing your leaders is what give you consolation, good and fine. But please, let us not distract the whole process of what we are doing for Africa, because this one is the battle for Africa. We already know that blockchain has been approved in Nigeria. It means that it's a legitimate business. So we want legitimate companies only to do business with us. And it is only when they see that we are united to fight a common cause that you will now see that when they come, they will be more transparent to us. And when we believe, we know that they will not scam us. So please, ladies and gentlemen, if you have 1 or 2 questions, we can say, or Mr. Kanu, you can speak out. I think the last person, Kanu. Who is Kanu, please? Who is Kanu? Okay. Mr. Bob, I think we don't have questions in the chat. I don't think. Okay, with regards to okay, there's a question here. With regards to the Latin American directors, I told us last time that they left our group. Up till now, we've not heard from them because the way the company was built, we were all separated, Africans in different groups, Latin America in different groups. It was during that time that prayer added them to our group, but they left the group. So we have not heard anything about them. That is not our focus. Our focus is what we have updated the community. Please, elections. Thank you very much. Took their time to attend this Zoom because that upline that also focus, and you yourselves believe in the process. We are trying our best, and we believe that God will very and God bless all of us. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
All right, Mr. Bob, please, you can round up.
Hello.
Before thank you so much. If by the time we get updates, once we get the updates from lawyers as regards the Chinese embassy, we'll schedule another meeting. Thank you all so much and have a good evening.
Somebody's about to talk. There's somebody who wants to talk.
Please, Mr. Paul, let me say something. Some people have been asking some question about the money they saw in Binance Wallet that was shown. I don't know who showed that. There is nothing like Binance Wallet anywhere. Please disregard that video. Whoever sent that video is a lie. Okay? So I think I've answered that particular question on Binance video. There is nothing like that. Just zero your mind on stuff like that. There's nothing like that. Okay? Whatever they are doing is highly sophisticated. It's not Binance related. Please, so that you don't put your mind about Binance. So whoever is saying that, I think I've responded to that.
Come on, get up from there.
Okay? There is nothing like that. So for the other persons that are talking about, the other person talking about, sorry, sir. Let me get to the person's question. The person was asking about sorry, please, my people, sorry. That the Binance video shot down in 2021. No, please. There's nothing like Binance video, please. Just forget about that Binance video. There is nothing like that. If that's what the questions is all about, I think it's just up, down, up, down, up, down. And then somebody asks, if they don't come into the US, how can we apprehend them? In the Nigerian group, we sent a particular estimate of someone who has volunteered to be in. Thank God that Mr. Paul will be giving us having a Zoom meeting with regards to the embassy. And the person was asking, what if they don't enter the US? Wouldn't they be apprehended? That's the essence for that China trip. And the whole of that group was just a whole of ranting and abuse and different kind of suggestions we are coming up. But whichever way, we'll wait for Mr. Paul to give his response. And I can tell you, you cannot apprehend them because they know there's a problem in the US. That's the essence for that China trip. Let me just drop it at that point. I can't say more than that.
Can I say something in regards to that? Now, the money is like you want to open a business, say, or a credit, deposit this amount of money before you can establish this. So if, like our brother said, two are in the US, the FBI, the SEC aspect is to hold whatever that is there. They cannot withdraw. So now, if you cannot enter US and you are trying to do bell ringing by August or before then, whatever trick they want to play before now, they don't know that Nigerians are smart people. Like I always tell people, Nigerians are the highest educated immigrants in America, not China, not India, Nigerians. So we are good in everything, both bad and good. So you want to leave over 300 and something million that's supposed to turn you to billionaires by cutting off everybody that invested. So let's see how that will work. So that one is not something we should worry ourselves about for now. At the end of the day, when FBI is involved, they're gonna bring them to justice. It might take a long process, but everybody has to be patient. This is not time to be saying this. You can brainstorm whatever you want to brainstorm, but I assure you, people are working behind the scene. Thank you.
Okay,
right,
Mr. Bob, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we'll end the Zoom now. When we have another update, we share. Thank you all so much.